Since 1965, the greatest players in the sport have been coming to Akron, Ohio. Today, it's the final stop on the Winter Tour, the Touring Players Championship. Our finals field of 8. Our tournament leader, in search of his second win this year, 26th overall, Pete Weber. Our number 2 seed, the hottest player on tour, making his 4th telecast of the year, Bryon Shafer. Qualifying number 3, winner of 5 national titles, 14 regional championships, Eric Forkel. In the number 4 position, a sensational amateur player trying to make his mark on the PBA Tour, Patrick Healey Jr. Our 5th-seeded qualifier, he has 7 national titles, his first telecast of the year, Danny Wiseman. In our opening match, 6th seed Bryon Smith, in search of his first PBA win, will take on Jeff Lizzi, his second TV appearance of the year, looking for his first victory since 1992, and grabbing that final spot he won here in Akron 2 years ago, Dennis Horan Jr. Top players in the sport roll into Akron. We're at Stonehenge Family Fun Center in the Bayer Brunswick Touring Players Championship. Hi, everyone. I'm Phil Ferguson, along with my partner, PBA Hall of Famer Marshall Holman, up in the booth. And Marshall, interesting field this afternoon. Player to beat, Pete Weber on top.
Well, Pete Weber's certainly going to be the man to be reckoned with. But first of all, we've got a great opening round match. First up, Bryon Smith.
Back and just the 2-8.
Well, if Bryon has one problem, it's sometimes he gets a little too far forward and loses his leverage. The ball comes in light. Happened late last night, happening again to start the match.
Dennis Horan Jr. made quite a move last night.
We went from 22nd place all the way to the top 8, but there's a wide open split. The 2 and the 4 on the left-hand side of the lane, and the 6 and the 10 with company on the right. Smith makes a spare, shows a little emotion. You know, he is a fiery competitor.
And the shot.
Oh, made a great attempt to make it.
Leaves just the 10-pin, Marshall.
Well, he did exactly what he needed to do. He got the ball to the left-hand side of the 2-pin, drives it over into the 4, and the 10-pin just would not respond. Well, errant shot from Lizzi. He says, that's one lucky one for me, and he'll take it.
Well, he got the crowd behind him last night, making our top 8. Second frame.
Over adjustment. Light in the left lane, came in high on the right. Needs to settle down.
Ran after that open in the first frame. A little wider, brings it back.
And you saw the same thing with Horan as you saw with Smith. He went high the first time, comes in light. Smith was light the first time, he comes in high, and Jeff Lizzi is reaping the benefits sitting on the bench.
No problem with the spare for the youngster, Bryon Smith, 26 years old, out of Winchester, Oregon. Now, Horan loves it here at Stonehenge.
With a 3-9, it's got to stop hooking, and it's open start for Dennis Horan. He went from 22nd place all the way to the telecast to start out with 2 opens.
Lizzi crossed over on the first shot. Marshall.
That's high as well, and it's a 3-10. The lanes were not high scoring this week, especially early in the day. There was a lot of waiting for the transition, and what I mean by that is the oil carrying down to make the shot a little bit easier. You can see the ball cutting through the heart. There's the 3 and the 10. Needs to put the ball in between the 3 and the 10. Did a tip on this a few weeks ago. For the pros, should make it 75% of the time.
That's 100% on that one, as he is able to pick up that baby split. Jeff Lizzi strikes spare. Not doing a whole lot, but he's in the lead.
Well, he's got a 2-pin lead, and you saw Lizzi change balls, went to a ball with less friction to shoot the spare.
Smith down by 2, up in the 3rd. Marshall, he's had some problems early on here. Is it a matter of maybe changing balls or moving?
Well, I think a lot of it is just acclimating himself, becoming more comfortable bowling under the lights. Here comes, wait a minute, here it goes. The solid 7-pin, but got a little bit of help from above.
You got to wait it out.
Watch the messenger. You'll see the 4-pin go around the bottom of the 7. I'm not sure what pin that is, and Horan doesn't care. He's just glad it was there. Pulled the ball. Misses the 3-6-10.
Nice bowling.
So Smith, couple of spares, and now an open in the 3rd.
And he's chastising himself. What he needs to do is just put it behind him and become more aggressive in the 4th frame.
Lizzi with the lead. Strike spare to start.
Boy, they're fighting it. The lanes changed dramatically, and there's a little more oil on the outside of the lane, so you see guys coming in high. That's because they know if they send the ball too far to the right for the right-handers or too far to the left for the lefties, it just won't come back. Jeff Lizzi's fiance, Kathy Doran.
Ladies professional bowler as he chops it.
Oh, he makes the 3-10 on the right lane and then misses the 3-6. Unbelievable. Right now, Dennis Horan with 2 open frames finds himself right back in the match.
A nice shot of downtown Akron. Coming here for quite a while. Match 1. Jeff Lizzi leads by 3, not far from Cleveland, and Drew Carey will be joining us soon here in the booth. And Marshall, we had a lot of fun the other day with Drew.
He's quite a friend to professional bowling. He really enjoys it here, and looking forward to talking to him. Now, Bryon's moving deeper into the lane. Had a little talk with his ball rep, making a large adjustment. Oh my gosh, and over threw it to the right.
Well, you had mentioned to the right, a lot of oil, same on the left side, and he got it right in that oil.
Well, what he wanted to do was to start the ball around 12 or 13 board and swing it out to 2, and he got it out to 0.
Each player with an open here in the opening match.
Horan asserting himself with a double. We'll see Smith. The ball hit about 9 at the arrows and then went right into the channel. He'll play a similar shot here, going for the spare. Slow hook.
Come on.
And there it is. That's a confidence builder right there, Phil. Very unusual to see the ball go into the channel like that. However, I must admit to have doing it twice in the same frame in Detroit many years ago.
Jeff Lizzi in the 4th frame. Strike spare and an open.
All right, better shot from Lizzi. Trips the 4-pin out, the last to go. Scores aren't high, Phil, but boy, they're very, very close right now.
And Smith, even though he threw it in the channel and picked up the spare and he has an open, he's still only a few pins out of the lead. Up in the 5th frame.
Come on, baby, make it. Gosh, man. Get that ball to go.
Left lane has more hang on it, doesn't make the turn quite as readily as the right lane.
Horan with a double in the lead.
To extend the lead. And Horan is the bowler who has the most experience of this threesome. He's showing it right now. Shaking off the 2 open start, coming back with 3 great strikes.
For Smith in the 5th frame, admired player by the name of Marshall Holman, growing up. Winchester, Oregon, close to Medford.
About 80 miles. Good cover. You can't keep those guys from Southern Oregon down. Just too tough, Phil.
So Lizzi in the 5th. working on a strike.
He's down 11 pins right now. He can cut it to a 1-pin lead for Horan with a strike here in the 5th. He likes it, and he should.
Double for Lizzi. Trails by just 1 to Horan. There's the scoreboard with Horan up by 1 now. Bryon Smith just down by 17.
So even though he really has done nothing so far, he's still got a chance. Now let's take a look at what's in the bag. And for Bryon Smith, it's a quantum blue denim. The ball is in Bryon's bag because it's so smooth. Now you won't see this ball jerk too much. The layout is 4x4 with a 2-inch hold down from his axis. The back flare has been scuffed a little bit. The helmet hooked back into the pocket, just like that. He's using the Brunswick attack zone for a spare ball, but he doesn't want to use it too much, and he better not if he wants to win this match.
A shaky start by all 3 players, but it has been Horan after he went open. Now with 3 in a row, on top by 1 in the 6th.
4 in a row for Horan. I can tell you from experience, Phil, the players don't care what they shoot. They just want to shoot better than their opposition. So they're not that concerned with the level of the scores, just trying to stay ahead of the opponents.
Lizzi working on a double.
He's got to hurry.
Fortunate.
Well, fortunate the 10-pin did not stand, but the 2-pin did. It's now a 12-pin lead for Horan, as Lizzi did not take advantage. You'll see the ball just got too far to the right, made its turn late, wasn't able to recover all the way back to the pocket.
Lizzi picks up the spare, so a very close match right now. Dennis Horan leads by 12 over Lizzi, 27 in front of Smith. Bryon Smith trails by 27. His wife, Mariah.
She's at least as nervous as he is right now, Phil. This is to get back into the match. You can cut it to a 17-pin lead.
He was saying, come on, ball, a little too much.
Yeah, it looked as if it was short off his hand. He liked the shot. As you can hear, he said good shot, but finding the lanes, finding the nerves.
Horan now up in the 7th, 4 in a row. Last night, well, he lit them up, winning all 8 match play games, average of 243, moving from 22nd. And another one.
Boy, Horan really coming on strong. You know, that's the professionals have to forget about bad starts. Horan's done it.
I got you this time.
Well, he took care of the 3-6-10, the spare that gave him trouble.
Well, he has struggled, Marshall, but still in the match. But Horan with 5 in a row after going open. Jeff Lizzi now keeps in great shape, the former tailback from Perkins High.
Looks like he still could run over some people. He likes it. Well, you know, even from our advantage point here, Phil, it's so easy to see off the hand when it's a good shot and when it's not. As you can see, Lizzi trails by 22, Smith down by 37, and Horan enjoying himself right now.
Smith up in the 8th frame and really has to start striking.
Uh-oh, he did it again. Did it again. And you know, it becomes a mental issue after a while. And he's had trouble on television before.
But he threw one on the channel, not afraid to still go back outside, and that's the second one. Horan now in the 8th.
Horan lined in with 6 strikes in a row. Experience paying off for the lefty.
Smith's wife looking on.
There we go. Right through the face. Just perfect. Absolutely beautiful.
A tough afternoon for Smith, and it looks like right now Marshall, Horan, and Lizzi going at it in match 1. Lizzi really needs this double to cut the lead to 12.
Lizzi striking in the 8th frame. He does cut that lead down to 22-pin lead, I believe. Yeah, 20.
Still in the match, and 22 now. Behind Horan is Lizzi, and Smith trying to get out of the way.
Now Smith is making his 3rd televised appearance of his career. Has not had luck in the past, average of just a little over 172, and it certainly isn't going to help matters. And he's just trying to finish out a little credibility and put it behind him. Oh boy! And when it rains, it pours.
You can make this though.
Well, you can make it. You know, you put the ball in that 3-10 slot, knock the 3 over into the 4-7. That's the tough grouping, eh, Phil?
Horan trying to make it 7 in a row. Boy, he's locked in.
Horan making it very difficult on Jeff Lizzi to get back into the match. Smith sealed his own fate earlier.
Right on. Good pace here. Yeah.
Horan's last shot. Nice place to end up. High flush in the pocket. He doesn't, I don't think he even remembers the first 2 frames right now.
Lizzi went strike spare and then open, but has come back last 5 frames with 4 strikes. Still trying to hang in there here in the 9th.
He's still there. Jeff Lizzi down by 22 pins, a possible 236. Right now, Horan's working at a 258 pace.
Smith up in the 10th frame.
That looks better.
They found something.
Mercifully, they're down. Gives himself a little round of applause. For Horan, this is what he needs. He needs 9 spare strike to shut out Jeff Lizzi and win this opening match. Now there's the 9. He wanted to strike and get it over with the easy way.
Looking up at the scoreboard, he knows what he needs is Smith. 10th frame, 2nd shot.
That's a better hook.
Well,
this
Smith,
is just a great day.
Smith not showing the talent that he has that got him to the telecast, but there'll be other days for him. Horan, he makes the spare.
Possible 237.
For Lizzi to have any chance, Horan must not strike on this shot.
Really a great tournament for Smith. Struggled here.
Get them all, man.
On the telecast. But boy, what a long week. 64 games in all to just get here to the top 8.
Grueling format.
So Horan needs a strike to move on.
That's the great projection, and he shuts out Jeff Lizzi with that strike.
Dennis
He'll move on.
With a 237. The best Lizzi can do is 236. So Horan now moves on to the 2nd match, and he will face Danny Wiseman and Patrick Healey Jr. There's a picture of the John S. Knight Center in Akron. We're at Stonehenge Family Fun Center, the Bayer Brunswick Touring Players Championship. Oh, what a great week. Hi, everyone. I'm Phil Ferguson, along with my broadcast partner, Hall of Famer Marshall Holman. And Marshall, tough start for all 3 players, but Dennis Horan got locked in.
Well, you know, and Horan was the player with the experience. I liked his chances at the start of the match. And for Smith and Lizzi, Smith just got off to a terrible start, never could get it going. Lizzi bowled pretty good, but Horan was the man.
Couple of matches to go, and you got to take a look at the player on top, Pete Weber.
Well, Pete Weber, he is definitely the one with the most experience. 25 PBA titles, and he has the opportunity to take that to 26 today. Now, that'll tie him with Dick Weber. An unbelievable record to be able to tie his father today. His dad's here in attendance, and before he has the opportunity to take on anybody, Pete Weber is going to have to wait for this man, Ryan Shafer. Shafer's making his 4th televised appearance of the year. He won about 5 weeks ago in Las Vegas, and he's taken his game up to another level. So you've got Weber on top, you've got Shafer in the second hole. It's going to be an exciting match. Now back up to you, Phil.
All right, thanks a lot, Marshall. And players just getting in the final practice shots before match 2. So Dennis Horan came through after a couple of openings, then strung 7 in a row as he moves on. Hey, congratulations to our director here on the Pro Bowler Show on ESPN, Anthony Giordano, and his wife, Teresa, proud parents of a baby girl, Sophia. I know they're watching back home, although having to tend to the little one, sometimes you have to break away from the action. But congratulations to Anthony and his wife, Teresa. First shot, second match, Danny Wiseman. Marshall, we talked about Danny before, the complete player.
Well, he's got a great game. Well, the 10-pin fall, it comes in a little light. He's had a complete game. He can hook the ball, he can throw the ball straight. But what makes Danny Wiseman a great player is his ability to focus in and not be nervous when it's crunch time.
Patrick Healey, 31 years of age, out of Mexico City, Mexico. First shot, great collegiate player. Oh! Stone 8-pin on his first shot. Wiseman, second. Shot here in the opening frame, trying to pick up the 10 pins.
He makes his pair, no problem.
Healey. Trying to just pick up that single pin spare and move on because he threw a great shot to open this second match. Players struggled early on here at Stonehenge, but it looks like slowly getting locked in. Dennis Horan did just that in match 1 with that 237.
But the question is, can he sustain it? And look at how calm and relaxed he was when he made that shot.
Not impossible to go 8-1, Parker, did it?
Yeah, did it just a few weeks ago. But very difficult. And that ball just will not come back. It's the 1, the 2, the 8, and the 10. Wiseman will have to get the ball left of the head pin, knock the head pin into the 10 pin. A shot that should be made 30–40% of the time.
Healey, second frame.
Healey going with the big hook, made a great shot in the first frame, left the 8 pin. That one goes through the heart, just the 3.
Wiseman, classic style. And got it.
There's a little enthusiasm from Wiseman. No problem.
Healey has started off the second match with a couple of spares. Horan with a strike.
As I said earlier, the ball must go left to the head pin. Throw a head pin into the 10. Great conversion.
This player caught fire in the first match. And now has 2 in a row. Eleven-pin lead now for Horan over Patrick Healey. Wiseman trails by 14, and we are now in the third frame, match 2 here at Stonehenge. Having trouble getting that ball to finish.
Well, the left lane is the one that has a little more of a hang spot on it. He left the 10 pin in the first frame. Now he leaves the 2 pin, and Patrick Healey up on lane 28, where he left that solid 8.
Comes right back. Strike in the third frame, and Patrick wanted to say hello to his wife, Teresa, and Victor, who turned 12 on Thursday. So happy birthday, Victor.
That's fair for Wiseman, but boy, right now, both the right-handers are struggling, and Dennis Horan is locked in. Going to have another left-hander coming up a little bit later in the broadcast, Eric Forkel.
But Horan, you're right, after a tough start, a couple of opens in match one, he just oozing with confidence.
Didn't like that shot. He likes it now. Not only is he good, but by golly, Phil, out of that shot, he was lucky. Crosses over to the Brooklyn side. You'll take a look at it. It was just, he just lost it off his hand, but lost it in a good spot. Oh, thank you.
Still 3 in a row to start this second match.
You could see Drew Carey liked that shot. He says, listen, any way you can get him, we'll take him.
It was fun. He was bowling yesterday for quite a while during a fundraiser for United Way. Drew Carey, avid bowler.
Yeah, he didn't want to, you know, the fundraiser was over. He was still bowling.
Great with the crowd, signing autographs for several hours, sticking around match play last night.
Boy, Wiseman liked that ball, thought he threw it good.
Players are really struggling for the most part this afternoon. Healey with a couple of spares and a strike. Trails by 21 in the fourth.
That'll cut into that lead of Horan's. Healey doubles here in the fourth frame.
Wiseman rolling along Friday night in match play. Won his first 7 matches, Marshall, then a 124.
And he makes the 2-8. You know, I was talking to the players about that particular pair, and they said that everyone was struggling on it. And
124 certainly struggling.
Yeah, well, you know, he'd throw the ball light. He'd leave the 2-8-10. He'd throw the ball a little high. He'd leave the big 4. And sometimes it's better off just to throw hard and straight and just try and bust out a 180 or 190.
Good advice. Horan again. Now he has 4 in a row.
Well, took advantage of the fortunate Brooklyn shot in the third frame. Sandwiched it in there. Gives himself a 21-pin lead over Healey. 37 over Danny Wiseman.
Wiseman 4 spares to start this match. His first appearance on television this year, made 5 TV appearances last year. Pretty good shot.
Better. 4-pin wiggled, but it did not fall, and it's just going to be 72 in the fourth for Wiseman. Going to take more than spares to get it done.
Healey, an All-American at Wichita State University.
Slow hook. Oh my gosh, ball comes in light and leaves the 7-10.
That is a bad break for Healey.
Now, on a shot that would normally strike, that light hit is a high percentage shot, especially for the pros.
Wiseman, no problem with the spare.
Try and bounce it out. No, just the 10-pin, and everything right now is going the way of Dennis Horan. Not only is he making the most quality shots, but he got away with a real bad shot the last time he was on lane 27. And the other guys, they're fighting luck.
And Horan up in the 5th. All strikes. And on the nose.
Well, he's lost that lane a little bit, Phil. Leaves the 2 and the 4 after starting out with 4 strikes in a row. And that may give his opposition just a little glimmer of hope.
Horan won here a couple of years ago, finished 7th last year. Holder of 3 national titles. Horan covers, and right now it is Dennis Horan. He leads by 33. Championship games from tip-off on March 4th through the men's tournament selection special March 12th. Stay tuned to the ESPN networks. Danny Wiseman got a strike while we were away in the 6th.
But does not trip out the 6-pin. The 4 goes, 6 stands while we were away. Patrick Healey left a 10-pin and then missed it. And things continuing to go the way of Dennis Horan.
Horan with a comfortable lead right now, but things can change quickly. That missed spare by Healey, just the second single pin spare missed on television this year, and he won't do it again. Got to pick up the spares, and Healey, after an open in the 6th, come back with a spare.
You know, when Parker Bone III won from the 8th slot a few years ago, or a few weeks ago, he was the only lefty on the show. Today, there are going to be 2 left-handers, so the left side will break down a little more, making it that much more difficult for Horan. And now let's take a look at what's in the bag. And for Danny Wiseman, it's the Revolution IST Green. That's a medium proactive cover stock with a strong core. It's drilled with a 5-inch pin to the axis to give the ball a lot of length with a smooth, strong back end.
Killing.
Solid 9. Trying to fight his way back into the match, and he threw that ball and he said, "You're killing me," and well, they are.
Not only is Horan getting some breaks, but some bad breaks for the other players.
This is Danny Wiseman on his strike shot. Watch the ball just creep past the 9. I mean, it just slipped by it. That's not fair. But Phil, it's a product of the aggressive cover stocks of the bowling balls and the amount of energy that the pros can put on them.
Going for the 2-8, picks it up. Healey with a spare in the 8th frame. Wiseman now a spare in the 8th frame, but Horan, after starting off with 4 in a row, a couple of spares, now a strike in the 7th, coming up in the 8th frame, and he is up by a bunch.
Man, Horan can almost put it away with a strike here in the 8th frame. Best Healey can do 202, the best Wiseman 211 with a strike there, and it will not fall, but Horan still working at a 227 pace. All he needs to do is just mark, just continue to mark, and he'll be fine.
Wiseman with a clean game. However, 7 of the 8 spares and just the 1 strike.
Gotta hurry. It's the 1, 2, and 4, and you just have to throw strikes right now, or this man is going to run away.
Marshall, again, a demanding lane condition. Get it to the right a little bit, just doesn't seem to be coming back.
No, and it's very speed sensitive. The adjustments this week, if you came in light, you had to move in and throw it slower. If you came in high, you had to move in and throw it slower. So if you tried to move out to the dry, it just would not help. And speaking of no help, there's the 4 being chopped off the 1 and the 2.
Well, for the first couple of games here, the other players kind of giving Horan, gave the opening match, and now it looks like Dennis Horan, good shape to win match 2.
Yeah, Healey gets the bird dog. I know what he's thinking. He's thinking it's a little late, but we'll take it. You'll watch the head pin. It's going to go to the sideboard. I think he'll easily trip over there and knock out the 10.
Horan leads by 45 over Healey. Wiseman by 50, and Horan up in the 9th and turns it around. Can't see the Brunswick label now.
He's very satisfied with that. For Horan, just needs to make that spare and stay behind the foul line in the 10th frame, and he's going to advance to the next match.
We talked about it. It's a little bit more difficult now to certainly make your way through the championship field than it was with a 5-man finals field. Horan picks up the spare and has a commanding lead, leading by 44 over Healey and 49 over Wiseman. During the previous PBA events here at Stonehenge, the Talmadge and Greensburg chapters of the Lions Club have collected money for charity. Recently, $5,700 of the funds used to pay for a seeing eye dog for 24-year-old Christine Zostak of North Canton. The PBA, the Lions Club, and Stonehenge are proud to have been a part of making this happen for Christine. Right now, it's Horan making it happen this afternoon. Healey brings it back and gets that 10-pin to kick out for a double, but a little too late.
Now 202, the best that Healey can shoot. Wiseman, it'll be in the 170s. And Horan would have to collapse right now. He just needs 4 pins to lock it up.
Second shot in the 10 for Healey.
Strange carry. Comes in light, leaves a 7-10. Comes in light, leaves a 7-8.
Wiseman, possible 177. It'll be a 176. And Horan is going to move on. 189 for Healey. Horan can practice. He can use this frame, right, Marshall?
Well, that's exactly what he'll do. He'll just concentrate on keeping his form. Right now, Horan, he's definitely going to be the winner. He'll move on to the next match. He'll take on fellow lefty Eric Forkel and the hot.
And we're back here at Stone Edge Family Fun Center in Akron, the Bayer Brunswick Touring Players Championship. And Dennis Horan now moves on with a 226 in match 2. Time now for our Score More with Brunswick Tip.
For today's Score More with Brunswick Tip, I'm here with J.T. McDonald, General Manager of Brunswick Consumer Products, to talk about a brand new tournament, the Dubai Grand Slam. JT, what exactly is the Dubai Grand Slam?
Dubai Grand Slam is a brand new $1 million tournament sponsored by Brunswick. It's going to feature 64 of the top players in the entire world, and it's broken into 4 brackets: a professional bracket and 3 amateur brackets, with the amateur bracket staffed with players from the Americas, Europe, and Asia. Incidentally, the winner of today's Bayer Brunswick Touring Players Championship will receive an automatic bid to the tournament and a chance to win the $250,000 top prize.
Wow, now how do other bowlers get involved?
Other bowlers are going to get involved in a number of ways, which Brunswick will make public over the next few months. Additionally, one lucky consumer sweepstakes winner will win an all-expense paid trip to Dubai and a chance to win $1 million with a one-strike bowl-off.
How was Dubai selected as a location?
Well, a tournament of this magnitude would not be possible without the patronage of the Crown Prince of Dubai and the great cooperation of their Department of Tourism. This tournament, which will be televised worldwide, will feature Dubai. It's a great, wonderful, very modern city and a great place to hold this tournament. Brunswick's really excited to be part of this great tournament and looks forward to it becoming one of the marquee events of the new millennium.
Coming up Sunday, April 2nd, 5:30 start. The Villages Senior World Championship. It's an outdoor affair with a winner receiving the keys to a brand new home worth $100,000. The PBA Senior Tour's Best Competes. Villages Senior World Championship. Once again, April 2nd, 5:30. Coming up next, our semifinal match. Dennis Horan will take on another lefty, Eric Forkel. Ryan Shafer, Drew Carey joins us in the booth. And up in the booth, Drew Carey. He was signing autographs yesterday and took to the lanes, an avid bowler.
Oh, don't show that.
And it is
Don't
7.
show that.
That's one
Come on.
One of your better shots. No,
Jeez, that game, yeah.
You know
I
what?
rolled a 175 right before that.
We are ready for the next match. It will be Horan going up against Eric Forkel and also Ryan Shafer. Tough lane conditions yesterday for you, and the players witnessing that today.
Yeah, well, you know, I went from a 175 to a 98. These guys bumping about 60 pins. That's what they're going through. You know, a 230 to a 170.
You told us not to mention the 98, then you do it.
I'll mention the 98.
All right. Great to have you up here in the booth, Drew.
Thanks.
Horan has been red hot, got it out a little bit.
Well, that's the lane he was having problem on. You know, he threw a crossover strike earlier in the last game, Drew, and then
Right.
and then he went through the nose. So now he makes adjustment, comes in light, leaves the 1, the 3, the 7, and the 9.
Ryan Shafer, his 4th telecast this year. He won a few weeks ago.
That was nice.
Power shot from Ryan.
None of these guys, some of them, they're all afraid to turn away on they're in the roll. They're never sure until it gets there. Nice one.
Horan converts the washout.
The only time I've seen these guys turn away is Horan when he threw the crossover strike. He turned away like he blew it, and then he turned
He
around.
got that just to the right-hand side of the head pin, and You're right, Drew. They're not sure until the ball gets all the way to the head pin. The lanes are a little bit tricky, as we see Eric Forkel, and he said he was going to wear the sunglasses in honor of you.
Yeah,
What's that mean?
He wore them in Bryan Park when it was sunny, and he won.
He won it. That's right. A 7-pin for Forkel.
Take the glasses off. Take them off.
Well, you were here, Drew, yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening with Parker Vaughn and the players and signing autographs. You made a day of it.
Yeah, it was a long day. It was fun, though. The fans got a big kick out of it. It was great. I got a lot of good tips to the last game. Nice one.
Horan, excuse me, Phil. Horan's had no problem on that right-hand lane, but the left-hand lane's the one giving him trouble. And Eric Forkel shooting at the 7-pin. Great spare shooter, no problem.
Drew, you picked up bowling a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, a couple years on the ball. I was saying during the break, I think Horan has a big advantage here, even though he was lower seeded, because he's been out in the lanes more bowling these other games. And he gets to know the lanes better than these other guys do. They're out here cold, because the lanes are so tricky, it's unbelievable.
You know, and the amateur doesn't realize,
Oh, man.
do they, about the difficult shot that the pros are faced with week in and week out. Ryan Shafer. Second frame, brings it back and kicks out the 10-pin.
Well, and Shafer has been a different player. You know, Drew, he was the 1987 PBA Rookie of the Year, but he never won until just a few weeks ago. And that victory has made him a whole new player. He's just got so much confidence.
Oh, yeah, well, that can do it for you. I think that's the name of the game out in these lanes. That's why Pete Weber's been doing so good this whole week, I think.
You have to be able to get it done between the ears. That is so important.
Second frame, Forkel.
Yeah.
Never got up to the pocket. Excuse me, Eric. Eric's mic. He said it never got there, too far to the left. The players are used to having a bump area where they can throw the ball to the left for the lefties and right for righties and hook it back into the pocket.
There's no area like that here.
Doesn't work here.
Horan right back at it again after winning the first 2 matches, a spare and a double.
That ties him with Shafer.
Forkel trying to hang in there for the first part of this match.
There's no dry area on the outside. It's like they left the...
Yeah, there's not as much bump as I was saying. Good spare from Forkel.
It's like they rubbed the lanes down with pizzas. It's so oily out there.
Well, I'll have to ask the lane man. I'm not sure what the oil was used. It could have been.
What kind of pizza? That's right.
Oh, just a cheese pizza, because there's no chunks out there.
Shafer in the third. He's got a double. And
oh my gosh, 410 in the pocket.
that's a strange leave, Marshall.
Ball came into the pocket and really looked as if it was just going to explode them all out. You'll watch the 5-pin. It's going to go in back of the 4, and the 6-pin's going to lay in the channel. Very unusual, but it's another product of the aggressive cover stocks in these bowling balls.
But check out his dance moves. That's the main thing.
He'll show some moves.
Yes.
Forkel with a better delivery on lane 27.
Drew, you learned a few things from Parker Vaughn, the player of the year last year?
Yeah, it gave me a lot. I went from a 5-step approach to a 4-step approach, changed my arm.
And slides it by. Boy, after a couple of strikes, Marshall, he loses a couple of pins in count.
Well, ends up with 54 in the third, and what looked like a strike is going to be 3 in a row. Turns out to be a disastrous frame for Ryan Shafer. You can see he's 16 pins down to Horan. Forkel 14 pins down, but working on a strike. And I agree with you, Drew. He's comfortable on the lanes because he's been there throughout.
Yeah.
But whoever bowls this match and wins is going to have to find out how to be comfortable against Pete Weber.
Right.
Bad shot.
Ooh.
There it is. He left that in the first frame of the last game. 2-4, 6-10. Remember, he made a great shot, but he left the 10-pin.
Yeah.
Sure, you know how to make this, don't you? 2 balls.
Yeah. Yeah. Throw it in the middle. That's what I do.
A little too fast.
The other thing,
When you talk about being too fast, Marshall.
Well, he just got too quick. The ball never made the corners. We'll take a look at the form of Shafer. Watch the way he sort of pops up at the very end. Horan only gets 2.
Well, now everybody's back in the match.
Horan bowled even good yesterday. He was 11th, you know, before he made the show yesterday, and he came back.
Yeah,
So
he was 11th with 1 game to go, and he was 22nd with 8 games to go.
Yeah,
so
he's been hot lately.
He said, uh-oh, but picks it up, Marshall.
Yeah, he took care of the spare. You know, the momentum doesn't always carry over from the last night of match play to the telecast, but for
I hope
Horan...
he doesn't lose his momentum right now.
No.
It'd be a bad time to lose it.
Well, I don't think people realize 64 games this week, 64 last week. That's a lot of bowling, Drew. About how many you threw last night?
Oh, yeah. I got to say, I think the sunglasses are a good move because it blocks out the crowd and blocks out the cameras. And
I think he wears them because it makes him look cool.
yeah, I'd wear them just to block everybody out.
Forkel leads by 12.
I think everybody should wear them.
Horan trails by 14.
I wore a bag out of my head when I left this place yesterday. After my 98. I was only a 90 bowler before I met Parker.
He's helped you improve your game. Horan, solid 7.
Solid 7. Forkel, he's got the lead.
Solid 7 sounds like a good thing, but if you're a hipster, jazz guy, solid 7, that'd be a good compliment. Not here.
Shafer in the 5th. Bringing it back, setting it in there, and...
Well, 4-10 last time on that lane in the pocket. Now it's a solid 10 in the 10 pin on that pocket, that particular lane.
Forkel now with a double has moved out in front here in this semifinal match. You had mentioned about Shafer. He hadn't won in 14 years until he won in Las Vegas this year. Shafer told me last night he's got a lot of confidence. He wants Player of the Year honors this year. Spare.
And the bad news is he's got 14 years with the Bills he's got to catch up on.
Well, Drew, I tell you, it's been great having you up here. We appreciate you being here yesterday. And
oh, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, well, once again, we really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun.
Next year you'll improve on that.
Thanks for having me. Oh, my God, I hope so.
Forkel now going for 3 in a row to extend his lead.
And...
boy, leaves the bucket.
Bucket of bad news, man.
It's a real bucket of bad news. There's the 3, the 5, 6, and the 9. So many ways it could be missed. And everybody right back into the match.
Horan right back in there with that strike. He's wavered a little bit, but won a couple of matches.
If Forkel doesn't make this spare, Shafer will go into the lead, and Horan will be trailing just by 1 pin.
Forkel picks up the spare once again. Drew, thank you very much for the time in the coach.
My pleasure.
We'll be back with the completion of the semifinal match coming up in a minute. There's the commissioner, Mark Gerber, in the light jacket. And which one is an Olympic sprinter, Marshall?
That would be that'd be Roger Kingdom
to the left of the commissioner.
Yes, indeed.
Although the commissioner works out on a daily basis.
He's not going to win any races with that man. I'll tell you right now.
And I'll tell you one thing. Kingdom bowled yesterday in the event, the United Way charity event. He's a good bowler.
Well, he's an accomplished player. He's probably in the 190, 200 range average. He's probably thinking he might be able to take these guys right now, but these lanes, I must say once again, are not easy.
While you're away, Shafer had a strike in the 6th frame. Horan with a strike in the 6th and the spare in the 7th. And Forkel now with a spare in the 6th. All 3 players very much in it, Marshall.
Forkel with the lead.
No one wants it.
A tenuous lead, just trying to hang on. They all want it. They just don't know how to get it. He's got to hurry. He made the spare. That was a knock on him early in his career. He was just a bad spare shooter. Not anymore.
Forkel leads by 6. Trying to pick up the spare. Not an easy one.
He takes care of the 3 and the 9 and pats himself on on both shoulders.
That was close.
Taking a look at the scoreboard. Shafer trails by 6. Horan down by 7 as we enter the 8th frame.
Horan with a strike in the 8th. Still anybody's game. Shafer struck the last time on lane 27, then threw an air ball on 28 and take advantage of it.
Shafer finished 21st here last year. Got it out.
1, 2, 8, and it's getting later and later for Shafer.
Vote for your favorite PBA format. Check out Brunswick's Insiders Report. Get the latest updated schedules for the PBA's national, senior, and regional tours, and read all about today's championship round by checking out the PBA Tour's website at pbatour.com. I do it several times a day. And I know you do too, Marshall. Come on. Oh, and that one came up a little high.
Well, you can hear the extra
on that one.
Hear the extra energy.
All right.
He sort of grunted when he threw that ball. Shafer still in the match. Makes the spare, only trails by 8 pins.
Well, and certainly picking up your spares this afternoon, crucial.
You better, because you're going to leave a lot of them.
Forkel in the 8th, leads by 6.
You know, for the casual viewer watching, they're going to be wondering, how come they're not scoring as high as they were last week or the week before? And it's all about what is done with the lanes and the lane conditioning, where the oil is put on. A little more oil to the outside this week. The balls are hanging more. Players can't trust it to make the corner back to the pocket.
Horan.
Oh, that could have put him back into the lead.
And really, for the league bowler, Marshall, you usually get the same condition week in, week out. Here, it's for golfers. It's like playing a different course each
Well,
week.
you do, and you have to come out and figure out exactly what you want to do to try and attack them. Shafer light on this lane the previous time. More hit. Shafer just tries to overpower it with his wrist and unable to get the ball back up to the pocket. They told me earlier in the week, slow the speed down in order to get the ball to the pocket.
Horan has now finished 9 frames. He trails by 6, and Shafer down by 10 to Eric Forkel. Shafer. 9th frame, trying to convert the spare.
He makes it, and now Forkel has actually a little added incentive. As this isn't enough, to try and win this tournament. That is a very, very important one, the TPC. But if Forkel can finish 2 places higher than Healey, he'll earn a trip to the Japan Cup later on in the year. So very important for Forkel. Gotta hurry. The 1, the 3. The 4, 6, and 7.
That lane.
The way to make a Marshall?
2 ways. You can either put the ball in between the 1 and the 4, or you can go to the right-hand side of the 1 pin and drive the 1 pin into the 4 and the 7.
Your suggestion?
I think for Forkel, he's going to go to the right of the head pin. There's the man in the driver's seat.
Well, Horan has struggled this year on the Winter Tour. Best finish prior to this event, 16th in Dallas, and his Forkel.
Well, I said he was going to go to the right of him, and he went right in between him. He makes it, keeps himself alive.
What a great shot.
With that conversion there, he makes it so Horan cannot shut him out. Horan can shoot 202. Forkel can still shoot 203. Sets it right in between the 1 and the 4. Takes care all with the ball. Great conversion, pressure shot.
That's a double for Horan, putting the heat on Forkel.
That's for the lead. He takes the lead. Horan can shoot 202. And for Shafer, he's out of the mix right now. The best he can do, 198. Shafer started out with a double and only had 1 strike since. Well,
The Bird Dog comes over, attacks the 10 pin.
Now Horan, strike here, 202.
And unless Horan gets 6 pins or less, Shafer is definitely shut out.
He didn't like it off his hand.
No, he pulled it. He got 8. Shafer is definitely done, but Forkel is very, very much alive. It's a 200 game for Horan. 198, the best Shafer can do.
Forkel needs a double 8. All right.
Shafer started out fast. He's finishing fast, but unfortunately in the middle of the game, lost too much count and will have no chance to survive this match.
Forkel now up in the 10th frame. This match is in his left hand. The winner to face top-seeded player Pete Weber.
Yes. And a power strike from Forkel, who's not really known as a power player, more of a finesse kind of a attacker.
Shafer finishes strong, but just not enough. 198 for Shafer. Finished third in this match, and Forkel, well, got to start off with a strike here, Marshall.
Well, Forkel, a proven champion, 5 national titles, must strike here for any chance. He likes it. He liked it off his hand. He loves it when he watches the pins fall. Well, now it's just a matter of 8 pins, Phil.
Not today. It's not a given.
No, it's not, but
If it's in front of you,
I would
Be the man.
I'd say he's going to do it.
all right. Needs 8 to move on to face 25-time titleist Pete Weber.
Needs 8 pins for the win of this game and for Japan. It's got to hurry. It's got to hurry. Oh, my gosh. Can you believe it? He gets 6.
Wow. So Dennis Horan will move on to the title match. A 1-pin victory here in the semifinal match over Eric Forkel. Here in the Bay of Brunswick Touring Players Championship, it's been Dennis Horan. He has won all 3 matches. Lowest score, that 200 in the semifinal match. He'll move on now.
Well, let's take a look at some other finishers here in the TPC. Norm Duke. Looked like he was going to make it, but boy, he fell off the last couple of games uncharacteristically. Walter Ray Williams Jr. still nursing that bad knee. Our stats man, Chris Barnes, up here in the booth helping out today. He had a great finish. George Branham III. Some other finishers, David Ozio trying to make a comeback. Unfortunately, it was 25th for him. Jason Couch, the tournament players winner from a few years ago. Also the Brunswick World Tournament of Champions victor last year.
Well, talking about Jim, who's had a terrific winter tour. Again, Chris Barnes up here helping us out in the booth. Lowest finish this week so far on the winter tour. But now we enter the championship match, Marshall, and everything's going Dennis Horan's way.
That was one of the great gifts I've ever seen in my history of being involved with the Professional Bowlers Tour. Man needs 8 pins to win, 7 to tie, and gets 6. And boy, you have to feel for Eric Forkel, but here's the man who's taking advantage.
First shot and a strike, and he had to be packing his bags and thought that he was out of it.
Well, I'm sure he did think he was out of it. Pete Weber's not going to let any of that bother him. It's going to be Pete against the lanes. You'll see him throw the ball very slow with a lot of hook and may use some loft to attack the heads of the lanes. Good opening shot. Just the 10 pin.
Big tournament for Pete, 25 titles.
Chance to tie Dad. And he's here today in attendance. And always great to have Dick Weber around.
And one of the great spare shooters, Pete Weber, starts off with a spare. Horan, a strike.
I think this next shot is going to tell a lot about the way the game will progress. If Pete can throw a quality shot, get it into the pocket, whether it strikes or not, may not be that important. But if he can hit the pocket the first 2 frames, I'll like his chances throughout the game. Weber coming in high, leaving the 3, 6, and 10. There is the great Dick Weber and Tracy, Pete's lovely wife. You can see a look of concern on both their faces right now. And boy, Dick Weber,
yeah,
he's done it all.
Pete goes for the spare and picks it up. But Pete and his father, the only father-son combination in the PBA Hall of Fame, and he has bowled, he still bowls out on the senior tour.
Bowls a few events, does a lot of work, does a lot of exhibitions around the country and around the world.
Horan now has won 3 matches. Has a strike here in the title match to start things off.
That's a double for Horan. Take advantage of the situation put before you. That's what Horan has been doing all day long. Started out doing it with great bowling in the first couple of matches. In the last match, he struggled, but he still was able to, come up with enough to win.
Boy, Horan started off this afternoon with 2 opens, then strung 7 in a row in that first match, and got a gift in the 10th frame of last game. Horan with 3 in a row.
Well, Horan beat Pete Weber a couple of years ago right here at Stonehenge to win this tournament. Not in the title match, but as he stepped up the rung, up the ladder.
Talk about Stonehenge. Freddie Borden and company always put on a great show in Akron, Ohio. Always great to come here. What a great bowling city.
Slow, another 3, 6, 10. Now
appears a bit lost.
The first part of the match, so important, as I said earlier, to get yourself in the pocket, get yourself acclimated to the conditions. Hard and straight. He makes the spare, but he finds himself 26 pins in the rear.
Take a look at PBA titles. Boy, Earl Anthony on top, 41. Will any player catch him? I don't know. Mark Roth at 34, and Pete Weber right there with 25.
Usually that graphic's only the top 8, but I appreciate them putting me in there. Well, he liked that shot, still crept in high. He's got to keep moving, left on the approach. Keep the speed down. You can see that ball's over the 22 board at the arrows. Creeps up a tad high and leaves the 4-pin.
Boy, Marshall, people are saying how much more can he move left? Because he's pretty deep.
Well, Weber can play, he can play 6th arrow, and he can do it on either lane.
Now Horan, 3 in a row. 4th frame. Leads by 27. 3 national titles and 19 regional championships for the lefty. That's 4 in a row. 4 in a row for Horan. A 300 game, an extra $10,000. Past champions here. Steve Hoskins. Of course, Dennis Horan a couple of years ago, and Hoskins in 97.
Well, and you can see Weber. He won this tournament back in 1992. And this is as big a day as he's ever had. A chance to get to the 26th title level, to tie his dad.
Also, he is yet to be named PBA Player of the Year.
Well, that's been a goal of his for many years, and boy, he's been close on a number of occasions.
He won a title earlier this year and has bowled very well on the winter tour. Horan up in the 5th.
Well, Horan has got a lot of good breaks today. That time the 6-pin won't fall, but it's 4 in a row to start the match out, and he's got a 36-pin lead. Maybe a little slow with the speed. The ball's going to creep up high. Fortunate the 7-pin fell, just the 6. Easy spare for the lefty.
Dennis Horan trying to make it a clean sweep here in Akron at Stonehenge Family Fun Center. He leads by 36. And we're back. That was a nice shot of Inventure Place, the National Inventors Hall of Fame in Akron. While we were away, Pete Weber a couple of 10 pins in the 5th and 6th frames. Picked them up. Dennis Horan with a strike in the 6th. Horan still on top. 7th frame, and another one, Marshall.
Well, he's 48 pins on top, and well, he's got some fans out there just loving his bowling today. You know, Horan has averaged 221 for the first 3 games, and his opposition's highest game is only 215. So one of the reasons why he's kept going. Will it get there? Gosh, another 7-pin for Weber, or excuse me, a 10-pin for Weber. And it looks as if 8 to first is going to go to Horan. Another lefty coming from the bottom.
Weber picks it up this year. The tournament leader just 1 and 5 in title matches. And Weber 11 and 14 when he's on top with an average of 214. $40,000 to the winner. And Weber trails by 49.
Well, will it be a little bit too late? It's a start. He can shoot 220. Horan working in a 230 pace right now, 238 pace.
Players thinking also, Marshall, about the Reichert Cup coming up. Jason Couch secured a spot, winner of the TSC, Norm Duke, the PBA National, and Parker Bone, our Player of the Year.
Dennis Horan, he's feeling it, and he knows this is his tournament right now. Well, they all thought it would be Tiger Woods, and he certainly will be heavily favored, but not a definite.
Again.
There's your definite right there.
Boy, Dennis Horan, 4 strikes to start the title match, a spare and 4 more. What a huge win.
Right. I mean, with 8 games to go, he's in 22nd place, and now he's your winner. Just an amazing finish.
Pete Weber finishing out the match. He's left a lot of 10 pins.
Dennis Horan with just another exclamation point in the 9th frame. He knows that locked it up. Sure, I'd smile. Congratulations, Dennis Horan.
Bill Horan's last win came a couple of years ago here at Stonehenge. And again, ran the table.
He did it 2 years ago. Once again today. Probably looking to buy a piece of the action here at Stonehenge.
The Pete Weber, who led this tournament from the 4th round on, is going to have to settle for a 2nd place finish.
Weber just getting out of the way. And 4-pin will fall. Yeah.
But so will Weber this afternoon. Because the lefty, Dennis Horan Jr., is going to win it.
You could see that Weber threw the ball out quite a bit on the lane and just trips out that 4 at the last. Dennis Horan, he could shoot 279 with 2 more strikes, but more importantly, he has secured the victory. The Bear Brunswick Touring Players Championship, his 2nd TPC.
When you go back to the 10th frame of the last match, Eric Forkel needed just 8 to move on.
Yeah, Weber didn't even think he'd be bowling Horan. So that's okay. 7-10, I can live with that. Means nothing right now. He's the champion. Bob Turk and JT McDonald. Bob from Bear and JT from Brunswick.
And your winner, Dennis Horan, 266 to 189, his 4th PBA National Championship. We're back in Akron, the Bear Brunswick TPC. Dennis Horan wins it with that 266.
Well, now it's time for the Ginkova moment of concentration. Let's take a look back at today's key moment thus far. And it was the 9th frame, Dennis Horan, this shot to lock it up. Steely-eyed and concentrating. High flush in the pocket. He takes care of business. That'll do it.
That's today's Ginkgova moment of concentration. Think better. Think Ginkgova.
All right, Marshall. There's J.T. McDonald, General Manager, Brunswick Consumer Products. Bob Kirk, Executive Vice President, Bayer Polyurethanes Division. The check and trophy. And Dennis Horan, the winner of the Bayer Brunswick Touring Players Championship. Please join us when PBA Senior Player of the Year Dale Eagle defends his title at the Villages Senior World Championship, where the finals will be contested outdoors. The winner will receive a $100,000 home. It all happens Sunday, April 2nd. Catch all of the action on ESPN at 5:30 noon Eastern Time. Coming up next, 2000 Winter X Games, Day 4 highlights. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com. For my partner, Marshall Holman, I'm Phil Ferguson. So long from Akron, Dennis Horan.